All right, hey, this is Brian from Bees Music, and I'm here at the Chicago Vintage and Custom Drum Show, and we are here at the Santa Fe Drum Source booth looking at this incredible set of Deagans here. You want to talk to us about them?
Well, this is a Deagan vibraphone, and I just was passing by, and Jeff here was telling me the story of it, how long he had it, and he doesn't know the model number. There's no model number on it. Did you find out? What year it was?
He doesn't know.
Okay, so there's somebody else that owns one of these, and Jeff was going to check and see what year it was if he knew it. He doesn't know. I'm thinking late 60s, very early 70s. It's a medium level instrument. It's not their highest. They had a couple of other instruments that I know were higher quality, and they had some that were student lines that were definitely lower quality. This has all the same width bars.
Yeah.
It's made by the Deagan Company, which is currently owned by Yamaha. They own all the patents, but they don't manufacture Deagan vibraphones anymore. They just make their brand with all of the tuning and information about it. Deagan is a historically old company.
Yeah.
And
here in Chicago.
Here in Chicago was at that time the largest manufacturer of tuned mallet instruments in the world.
And we were just talking, there's still a museum here in Chicago, and they tune the bars there, right?
The building is still there, and it's still called the Deagan Building, and Century Mallet Instruments has a museum there of Deagan instruments, and Century Mallet still refurbishes all of the old Deagan instruments as well.
Yeah.
On that.
Can you kind of explain this mech a little bit to us? I know it's a part of vibraphones, but it's really unique when you look at it, how it gets that like vibrato sound. So.
Right, so this is a vibraphone, which originally was invented in the United States, actually, by the Leedy Company. And the next year after that, Deagan did that, but instead of calling it the vibraphone originally, it was the vibraharp.
Oh.
And then they changed to vibraphone, and then Musser came along, Claire Omar Musser came along, and he started making his model. He worked for Deagan for a long time, and then he made his own factory, and when he did it, he started just calling it Vibes.
Yeah.
So we have those three names that go with the same instrument: vibraphone, vibraharp, and just Vibes. And it's really found its home in kind of jazz for the most part. That's typically where you hear it. But then at the same time, it was first exposed on the radio with jazz players and orchestral musicians doing things on the radio. It's called the vibraphone because it has a very unique mechanism inside it. Inside the resonators, which help amplify the aluminum bars. Originally they were steel bars, but that was really heavy, and they figured out how to do it out of aluminum. It has little fans that rotate underneath each of the resonators, and you can see the rotating, and what that does is opens and closes the resonator. And the sound is coming off the top, so I would put the microphone at the top.
Oh, sorry.
And it changes speeds. And so you can hear a celestial sound.
It's really cool.
In the days of Muzak, elevator music and office waiting music and all that, this was the instrument of choice very much because of its very delicate kind of qualities and ethereal things. It's a very relaxing kind of sound.
Yeah, it's really cool. Do you want to play it a little bit for us?
But jazz is usually what it's known for most.
Nice. Thank you so much for showing us today. I super appreciate it. Jeff,
tell us more about where this one came from.
This instrument came from northern New Mexico from an estate that I bought recently.
wow.
and it's in great shape. And I'm hoping I don't have to take it home.
I was wondering if that was what you're hoping. What are you looking to get for it?
I'm asking $2,500.
That's real reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, as he said, good intermediate quality instrument, much higher quality than similar price range new. Definitely, the bars are great sounding.
Yeah,
The motor is very quiet. Sometimes the motors can be problematic and kind of noisy, but
Can I? I'm gonna put this on you. I'm gonna steal this here. I'm gonna put this on you real quick. I wanted to ask you about your old Camco here. This is what actually caught my eye first. I love old Camco drums.
Okay, so these are Chanute, Kansas Camco drums. Camco was very briefly in the early 70s in Chanute, Kansas.
I did not know that.
Before that, they were in Oak Lawn, and this is called the Cloud Badge. So this badge looks like the Oak Lawn badge.
Yeah.
And then after Chanute, they moved to Los Angeles, where they started to cut a sharper bearing edge. Until the invention of the plastic drum head, the bearing edges had to be more rounded, or they would cut through the calfskin heads.
Yeah.
So Camco kept the rounded bearing edge all the way through the 60s into the 70s until the LA period.
Yeah.
These are big guys. They're 14, 18, 24. So big kind of rock sound.
Yeah, oh, they're great. I have a bunch of old Ludwigs, and I have one of my favorite kits is a new DW. So I'm always in the back of my mind, always kind of looking for
your ancestors.
Yeah, my grandpa DW, which is and I'm not even sure a lot of younger people even realize that DW has an ancestor. You know,
DW bought the rights to use these lugs.
Yeah.
And Tama bought the name.
Yes.
Tama owns the Camco name.
You know, we have some Camco pedals banging around the store right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, Tama Camco. There's an original Camco pedal.
Oh wow! Yeah.
They're super easy to play.
Yeah. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. And I like your Rogers kit here too.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Late 60s, early 70s.
And that's butcher block, right? Isn't that what they call that?
Yes.
Or am I wrong on that?
No, that's called butcher block. You're correct.
Yeah, that's a cool kit. You brought some really cool stuff here. And I've almost tripped over your kick drum pedals a few
That's
times.
okay.
So, but hey, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and show us what you brought here today.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Talking
Thank you very
to
much.
us. We're pleased to be here.
Me too.